I'm still waiting to hear that song about Ryan Tannehill. He is in Nashville. Will he stay in Nashville? He's due to become a free agent. So is running back Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry recently had this to say, Chris, in reaction to all of the chatter about Tom Brady possibly joining the Titans. Brady can still play. Obviously, age doesn't matter for him. He's still playing at a high level. My question would be, why ain't Ryan good enough? Speaking for everyone on the offense, we fed off of him. Ryan Tannehill's our quarterback. We went to the FC Championship. Why would we not want Ryan back? Your reaction?
Well, this is what I wanted to grieve about. You know, I was going to kind of lump Tannehill and Dak Prescott into this conversation because I'm sick of it. You know, I just hear it too much right now. Like, oh, Tom Brady, yeah, the Tennessee Titans, yeah, oh, yeah. Everybody's out there, you're crazy. Tom Brady is not as good as Ryan Tannehill right now. I'm just sorry. You know, I know Tom Brady is arguably the greatest quarterback ever, certainly the most accomplished, the man. But that doesn't mean he's the best in 2020. And Ryan Tannehill was great last year. I don't think that the Tennessee Titans would have had the same results if Tom Brady was in the game for the Tennessee Titans. You know, like, listen, the Titans weren't like a team where we're going, whoa, they got weapons galore. They didn't have great weapons, too. We didn't really know about A.J. Brown until Ryan Tannehill got in there. How many times did we make tapes and talk about this on the show, Mike, where guys weren't open and Tannehill was just hitting the bullseye 40 yards down the field, 30 yards down the field? You know, and then, of course, his athleticism to go with it. So, yeah, why? He was, you know, arguably, other than Derrick Henry, he would be the second guy you would say would be the MVP of the team. So I just don't understand that either. I think we got to get away from, you know, what I always say. There's just this, franchise guy, and this is the guy where it's warm and cozy and we feel good about that, and it's the only guy we can win. No, you can win with more than, you know, 3 guys in the NFL.
Let me say this, though. And as it relates to Tom Brady at the Cowboys, Tom Brady at the Titans, I think Brady makes a lot more sense in Dallas because of what the Cowboys are trying to do, which is win another Super Bowl ASAFP. In Tennessee, I think it makes more sense to stick with Ryan Tannehill. Here's the caveat, though. What we saw last year from Ryan Tannehill was a guy who was in full-blown nothing-to-lose mode. He had played out his rookie deal. He had a second contract with the Dolphins. And he gets this chance after the Dolphins are paying a large chunk of his salary to facilitate the trade that happened last year to Tennessee. He's loose. He's free. He's just out there playing the game, not knowing whether or not there's going to be a tomorrow, whether because of injury or ineffectiveness. And it worked. The planets lined up, and it was special. My concern is once he's reestablished, once he gets a big contract, what happens? And he's got an injury history, Chris,
yeah,
and we can't overlook that.
Yep.
And those clips that we're playing, he is throwing his body around. He's not going to be doing that if he is a franchise-level quarterback who's got a $25 to $30 million per year contract that goes along with it. So that's my concern. We've seen that before with running backs and defensive tackles, and I kind of have that concern with Ryan Tannehill. After you give him big money, what happens? That would be my concern.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair question. But I think, as you and I both know, because we dug into this a little last year at the end of the 2018 season, Tannehill's time in Miami, when you really dig into it, is a lot more impressive than I think we give it credit for when we just look at it at surface level. Now, the injury history is real. You're right. So that's scary. You know, but, you know, I think this year has got to give the Tennessee Titans, you know, confidence that, okay, you know, he's overcome the ACL knee injury and he should be good from here on out. So I get it. And I understand Tom Brady's a legend and everybody would love for him to come to town. I'm just saying to the Dallas fan base, the Tennessee fan base, he is not as good as those two quarterbacks. He's not. You know, and I don't agree with your sentiment about, you know, I understand your logic about you saying Brady to the Cowboys.
Chris, they were 8-8 with Dak Prescott last year.
Okay, they had a whole lot of issues. It wasn't just Dak Prescott. I mean, there's more. So what? You know, again, and, you know, the injury concern thing where I'll just say this, you know, Brady was beat up, too, at the end of the year last year. I mean, he came out and let people know how banged up he was when it was all said and done. So you got to worry about the injury with him, too, at some point, even though he's been the Iron Man to a degree.
Well, but the thing is, he's going to be 43 in August. I'd go with Tannehill over Brady. And I'm fascinated by the possibility of Brady
Get
playing
out
for
of
the Dallas
Crazyville,
Cowboys.
jerk
I'm
man.
Fascinated
You're
by it.
crazy.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.